You are now listening to the Do It Movement podcast, where we share our experiences in real estate investing and encourage you to take action. You don't want to miss what we have in store today, so let's welcome our host, Martine Richardson, and our co-host, Lori Eubanks.
What's up today, Do It Movement listeners? This is your host, Martine Richardson, your buy and hold coach, and I am joined today with my co-host, the Lori Eubanks. How you doing today, Lori?
I'm doing awesome. Fantastic. Thank you so much. How are you?
Feeling great. I feel like I'm living the dream. I told my husband today that I get paid to talk, and I love it.
Love that.
So I love it. I'm feeling good. And I'm hoping that we can inspire all the people that are listening today to this live recording. And even if you are listening to this later, because today we're going to talk about preparing to go to a seminar, preparing to go to these live events. And it's going to be good and juicy and an excellent episode, as I always say, because all we pour out is the best.
Yes, that's right.
So for you guys that, if you're in the Dealmaker groups, you saw that Jim made a post about Lori and I a couple of days ago. And he talked about how we actually met at Dealmaker, and that is true. We met at Dealmaker, and it was love at first sight.
It was like a hey girl, hey. I know you.
So just to share a little background on that story. So I remember when I went to this Dealmaker in particular, I friended everyone that was going to the Dealmaker. I'm not saying that you should do that, but I'm saying this is what I did. Because I knew like at this time, I was doing okay, but I wasn't I wasn't making a ton of money. So I wanted to maximize every group that I was in. So how I did that is every time I went to an event, every time I was in a mastermind, I would always just invite, I would friend everybody that was going. And if they didn't want to be my friend, that's fine. But I would request you. You were going to know that I was in the room. So I remember I requested Lori. She accepted. And I think I might have messaged you or something. Maybe I said, hey, girl. I don't know what I said. I said something. And then because of either that message or us just connecting on Facebook, when we got to Dealmaker, we sat right next to each other. And I remember Lori coming in and she said, hey, girl, hey. And I said, hey.
I knew you from Facebook. That was such a great move that you did.
Hey, girl, hey, back. And then it's been inseparable ever since. But so I want us to talk about tips and strategies that we've done before we go to a big conference or if we go to an event, especially when there's mover and shakers in the building. And one thing that I love about is that I remember when we would first go to events, specifically, these were the events that used to be in Jackson, Mississippi. And you'd say, well, what is your goal when you go to the meeting? And I'm like, my goal? I need to have goals.
That's right.
And it just made me think about not just seeing what happens. It made me be a lot more strategic in my relationship building. So I'm opening the floor to you, Lori. What are some great strategies when preparing for these meetings?
Yeah, there's so many tips and tricks, I feel like, from we traveled together. So we'd go to St. Louis, we've been to Cuba, we would go cruising, and every place we went was an option to connect. But you need to analyze your business and figure out, what do you need right now? Is it money for deals? Is it deals? Is it just the network, just the connection and, learning from other people? Whatever it is, when you get to that seminar, go a little early, and on your name tag, I want you to put your name and then what you have or what you're looking for. And that way, people passing by will just automatically know, oh, they're lending, I have deals. And it's a great way, to start a conversation. So that's my number one tip. And Martine took it a step further. One of the seminars, Martine made us t-shirts. And what did the t-shirts say, Martine?
Got money, I have deal.
That's right. We were at an IRA seminar and we had people literally just walking by, reading our shirt, would hand us a card, call me later, and it was just a great way to attract what we were looking for at that time in our business. So that's the biggest tip, is like advertise on you somewhere what you're doing, because a lot of people are having conversations and they might just glance as they walk by. And so it's a great way to put that label on yourself on what you need or what you can offer.
One thing that I like to always do ever since Lori told me to start setting my goals is I usually have a minimum number of people that I want to meet, and not just a minimum number that not that they just do anything. They need to be doing something specifically. So like Lori said, analyze your business, see what you're missing. Do you need more deal sources? Do you need more money? Do you, need an attorney, a tax accountant, whatever the case may be? Analyze your business and how you want it to be ran, and see what you could use more of, and connect with those people, or connect through people so you can get that information. So let's just use the example that you're looking for lenders, because I hear a lot of people say, I'm looking to get more lenders because I'd keep the deals if I had the money. Well, the money's in the room. You got to find it. So, one thing that I would say is that when you're going to these meetings, and let's say you're looking for money, you need to get at least 3 contacts for private lenders or landlords. And the reason I say or landlords is because a trend that I noticed, a lot of the private lenders that lend now, they either are landlords or they were a landlord. They were a landlord. So now they have dived into something else. And the only way for you to know this information is you got to get people talking. You got to ask them, what are they looking for? How can you help? What do they do? Get them talking about stuff that they actually like. One thing that people like talking about is themselves. So ask them about themselves. People usually don't have anybody that wants to hear about them. So you being excited about wanting to hear about them, it makes them, share information about what they've been doing, looking to do. Why do they come to the meeting? What are they looking for? And then you start putting the pieces together. So one tip that I would give everyone is, like Lori said, find what you're looking for in your business. And like in the example of money, go with a goal in mind. At minimum, get 3 cards of people that are lending money. And then that allows you to deepen the relationship later, because now you have their contact info.
Love that. I love that. So that's been a huge impact on just changing up, how I look at these seminars, because it's a great way, a good opportunity to really connect. And maybe you've been friends with them online and, you just hadn't had a chance. So I think the second biggest tip I have is to have side conversations in the hallway. And you never want to really, miss the speakers that are up there. But sometimes if you got to go to the bathroom or you need to get a drink, go outside and you'll see a ton of people that some of the speakers are out there, some of the presenters. So it's a great opportunity to connect with people and have that side conversation and really form more of a connection than just a quick 5-minute passing.
Dag, Lori, you stole mine.
Oh, so sorry.
No, but you make a good point. I have met and kept so many good relationships by being in the hallway at a seminar. The seminar is important. What you're learning. There are different tips that different speakers can give you. But I've noticed in the hallway is where you can really deepen relationships with people. You can really talk one-on-one. You can do deals. I know a lot of the last deal makers that I've gone to, I'm usually in the hall making a deal with somebody.
That's right.
So we're not just talking the talk, we're walking the walk. So those side conversations are very powerful, because that just allows you to get to know the people better. A tip that I can give you that I feel is very powerful as well is, if you can divide and conquer, that works very well. I remember we went to, so like I have to give the disclaimer. Lori and I, we don't have any businesses together. We just empower each other. We do deals together. We, if somebody's having a bad day, we encourage each other, let's leave that behind and level it up and all that good stuff. one thing that we did, we went to this IRA conference. I think it was in Dallas, right? Well, it was in Texas, I think.
Houston
Was
or
it Dallas?
Dallas.
Houston?
It was Dallas.
Yeah, in Dallas. And yeah, we could have talked to everybody together, but why do that when we could talk to people separately, put our notes together at the end of the night and share and what we did is we put it in a spreadsheet and we shared the spreadsheet and connected with the people individually from the spreadsheet. Now this is what I call being very strategic and smart. There are so many people at these conferences. You're only one person. How many people that you align with that you could possibly say, hey guys, we're going to meet as many people as we can. Yep. And we're going to collaborate and put all our people together. So when this event is over, we can reach out to these people and deepen these relationships, knowing already what they're doing or what they're looking for. So I want everyone that's watching this to be very strategic when you're going to these different events. Because yes, you could go in and say, well, I'm just going to go with the flow. But you could really maximize and change the trajectory of your business massively if you go in with a goal. So I'm going to say divide and conquer. Yes. Find somebody you align with. Okay, so I'll say, hey, we're looking for new lenders. We're looking for deals. We're looking for whatever you're looking for. And I'm going to go out and meet 10 people and you're going to go out and meet 10 people. So when we reconvene at the end of the night, we have 20 new people that we can connect with. So I think it's a great strategy to, to work with someone in your relationship building.
I love that. That's just been a huge impact on our businesses. And one thing I love doing is after each day at a seminar, we would go back to our hotel room and we would talk about what we heard or what we learned. And sometimes you would take it back differently than I would. And I would be like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad we're talking about this. It's fresh. And we would bounce off ideas just from the seminar. So having us be able to do that really deepened my takeaways. So grateful.
So I have some other tips that are helpful too. So okay. At the seminar lasts all day usually. 9 to 5, 9 to 6, 9
it's a long day.
Time it's over. Yes. Or 7. I think in this case it starts at 7 or 6:45, something like that. These events, especially when they're multi-day, usually after the event, a group of people will get together and they'll have a dinner. Yeah. They'll go out and have drinks. They'll go out and do something. Go.
Just go.
You paid all this money to go to this event. You deserve to meet all of the people, as many people as you can, because a lot of these people at these events, they're all like-minded. They're all aiming to do something more in their business. They didn't just come because they were just shooting the breeze. They came because they want something. They're investing in themselves. So you are doing yourself a huge favor by going to the after events. One thing I'd say that I could probably be better at, and Lori is great at, is I know after meetings, sometimes people would go and have drinks, and they would have drinks late. It's 11, yes. 12, 1. Martine likes to be in the bed at 10.
Yes, that's right.
But I noticed you would stay longer and you would deepen your relationships with those people because you guys would just, really, really talk about all the things. I think sometimes it probably would even go into things that you guys like, not just real estate stuff, but you 100%. Really deepen the relationship.
Yeah, and especially mindset, taking business out of it, mindset of, how you want to feel or live throughout your whole day or tips and tricks. Now, when you're going to these seminars, like the one we're going to in a few weeks, it's 200 investors from all over. I think some are coming even like in the country, like they're like everyone's spread out. So people are more willing to share. They don't see you as competition. And it's just interesting how much more people are willing to help you and share their opportunities or their learnings. And so, eat that up, like really connect, because you just never know. And as we grow in real estate, we're going through different avenues, different strategies. So if you can keep that in your mind, oh, I met that person in Cuba like 5 years ago on a real estate investor cruise. And now that I'm doing what they're doing, let me connect. That was so long ago, but we had such a great time. We all remember it's just you build those relationships, and it's like lifelong, friends that you can just call and get those tips and tricks and what did they do in those situations.
Right. And then like sometimes I know like it's a little bit difficult to muster up the courage to talk to people that you
Yeah.
may think you're a little small fry,
Yes.
and this person has done so much. This person was speaking in the front. Like they've
Yes.
accomplished so much. I'm nervous to talk to them.
Yes.
I'm just going to give you guys a tip that it's kind of on the record, but it's off the record. If you do drinking or like taking a little, sipping something or taking a shot or something, that really helps you loosen up a lot.
Drink some water in between. You do not want to go full on.
I don't want you to get trashed. I'm not saying drink if you don't drink, but if you do drink, it does take the edge off. Like sometimes you might be in your thoughts. It might be a little bit difficult. And believe it or not, these people feel the same way. They go to the bar and they drink something. And I noticed that people really start opening up. Like everything that the blinders or all of this imaginary stuff that may have been stopping them from wanting to talk to you or get to know you better. I've noticed that after a couple of drinks, people are sharing the world.
I love it.
People are sharing the world. And just to give a little testimonial on learning from people from different markets, because you brought up a great point. A lot of the times when people are in your market, if they don't have an abundance mentality, they don't like to share every single thing they're doing, every single strategy that they're doing. So a way to get some really good information is talking to someone that's totally outside your market, because they have nothing to lose. They know you're not competition, so they tell it all. So I had this one guy, and this was back when I was just wholesaling, but it was very powerful for me. It was this one guy that he was in Ohio and I'm in Virginia, so he's not looking at me as competition at all. Like we just, shared ideas of things we did, and he gave me a strategy that at the time of when I was doing this, I think my average assignment fee might have been like $10,000 or something like that. Like it was, I don't even think average. I think my highest assignment fee was $10,000 at that time. And I had gotten some that were lower, 5, 8, whatever. He gave me a strategy. I implemented what he told me to do. And the next deal I got, it was $1,000 assignment fee.
Wow.
So just to put into reference, right? I'm not saying go out and wholesale, because I'm a big buy and hold advocate now. If I knew what I knew now, then I would have held a lot more, especially for the prices that we were getting them for. But for me to go from my highest fee being from 10 to 40 just because I met somebody and they shared a strategy and I did it and it worked, I think it's worth you going out and talking to these people.
I love it.
For sure.
It's a mindset change. You were thinking, well, I'm good with 10, and like, why, who was going to give me that fee? Or maybe you just had a block, and just that one tip that really changed your whole view. And I'm the same way. Going to that one seminar, and I guess this one was 2019 in Dallas, one of the IRA seminars. Someone told me that they were buying mansions, and I'm like, you can do that? And they're like, they gave me the game just in a 5-minute side, conversation. And it changed my whole mindset to really go out and ask for it, because I'm like, well, they said it works, might as well try it. And I think, that's just huge. You're meeting people that will inspire you to think different, to try, ask for it. Why not? What's the worst that can happen? So true, pure inspiration.
And don't you remember when you heard that strategy, you came back, you started making offers on higher price houses, you
Yes.
actually got something under contract. And remember, I think you were trying to get seller financing, but then
Yes.
like your agent was like, well, just ask one of your lenders. And you're like, I've never
Yes.
asked for this much money. I don't know if they'll do it. And the first person you asked, what happened?
Yep, they said yes. And the old me before that seminar, I probably wouldn't have even looked into it. I wouldn't have tried.
And this is the power of these events. So we are not getting paid to do this, but we want to promote a deal maker that's coming to Richmond because it changed our life. It changed so many other people's lives. And if you come and you tap in and you're strategic and you learn about the things and you go out and do the things, it will change your life too. That event's coming up. It's coming up at the end of the month. If you haven't gotten your tickets, get it, and we're not getting paid for that.
Yep. And come find us. Come network. Yes.
Come find us. Come network. Come see how you can add value. One thing that I like and that I like to do for other people as well, I don't like to come into a conversation with a taker's mindset of, oh, what can I get from them? I like to add value. And that makes it so that people want to talk to me. So when we say add value, you're like, what are you talking about? What do you mean add value? Instead of you going to someone and saying, well, how do you do this? And what about that? And what about this? And can you help me with this? And I need this. And, that mindset is just, what can you do for me? That's that mindset.
Yeah.
Go in it with a mindset of, can I really get to know this person? Let me ask them questions. A good acronym, if you're having a hard time with trying to develop a relationship with someone, is FROG. And I think it stands for like family, recreation, occupation. I don't know what it stands for. Go Google it. But anyway, it's an acronym that helps you with conversations and starting conversations with people if you have a hard time. But a great way to start a conversation with someone is, ask them, what do they do? How long have you been doing this? What's your favorite investing strategy? What are you hoping to get from this meeting? And just kind of ask open-ended questions so that you can really get them talking. And then always offer value. Always ask, well, who do you need to be connected with? Especially like if you're out here doing a lot of networking, it is advantageous for you to connect people because it all comes back to you in the end. You want to help people. And that's one reason, like in particular, that I like Dealmaker, because it's more so like a family and everybody's there to help you. Like no one's coming in there like, ooh, let me sell them.
Yeah.
It's more so, how can we help your business get to the next level? So when you're making these conversations and talking with people, do your best to try to make the conversations about the other person, find out more about them. If they ask you about you, of course, share what you do and stuff like that. But see how you can help them. See what do they need help with in their business and try to add value to what they have going on.
That's so powerful. I love it. Great advice.
Yeah. So, what are some other things that you think are helpful when you're
The follow-up. So you're going to be burnt out after 3 whole days of showing up at 7:37 a.m., whatever, to, 5, then going to dinner. Like after 3 days, you're going to be exhausted. So take a quick break. But the following Monday, you're calling everyone you're following up with. And I think that's huge. It's fresh. You can, just create follow-ups, because if you don't, like, how are you going to stay in touch?
Right. How are you going to stay front of mind? How are you going to stay memorable? You're just going to be like, oh, that's the girl I met a long time ago and I never talked to her again.
Right. So, that's what we would do. We would gather all the business cards, take photos with people, but like at the end, find a way to really follow up, whether it's a quick conversation, an email, just anything, a text, lock me in. If you ever have this, type deal, just really connect and get your money's worth out of this. If you only take back inspiration, I'm telling you, it's worth it. Like, I mean, it's a small investment for what it can do for you. And for us, that one deal maker in what was it, 2017 or 2018? Like I got a lifelong friend. I got
I
you,
know.
Martine, and there's not a price that I can put on that to have a network of, like there's tons of people that are like helping us just by supporting and giving encouragement. That's been a huge help. But now I have, Martine, we travel together, we go through these events and really enjoy it. And it's just been great. So being around the right people will really change the way that your business runs. And I'm
Right.
just very grateful for Jim and others that spend time on this, time, money, and they know the value.
Right, right. Yeah, I'd say that when you're in these groups, you may not click with every single person in the group, and that's okay.
Yes.
You find the people that your values align, and you create those friendships that can escalate to you guys helping each other and your businesses, helping you keep trucking, thinking bigger, moving forward, doing things that you probably never would have imagined that you do. And it's just a wonderful experience. When there are people talking, there's so many speakers. They're all talking about different things, and you're probably feeling overwhelmed, like, oh my God, how am I going to take in all of this? You don't have to take in all of it. You can, as long as you can implement 1, 2, 3 things that you learned into your business to help make your business better, you're still doing a lot better than what you were doing before. So try to pick out like key points so that you can use in your business. Like a lot of the times, if you try to, you're like, oh, I'm going to soak it all in, which that sounds like a great idea, but it just is overwhelming, especially like if you're just starting out and some of the stuff you don't know what the people are talking about. If you get overwhelmed too much, it could kind of cause you to quit a little bit because you're like, oh my God, I can't do all of this. I'd say focus on just a few topics. It could just be, honestly, it could be one thing that is going to catapult your business to where you want it to go. And maybe you hadn't thought of it, and someone shares it, and you're like, oh my God, that's amazing. I need to do that. So, take in as much as you can, but in terms of implementation, try to see if you can do at least one thing. If you're an overachiever, 2 or 3 things. Do as much as you can. Don't feel bad if you want to do everything that they're talking about and you only can put a couple of things into practice this year or until the next conference. So that's some advice that I would give you, just so you won't get overwhelmed, because it's a fire hose of
Yes.
information.
Yes. And I have one more tip that I think might help. You're going to these and you have a problem, you have a problem you're trying to solve. Don't be afraid to share that problem with one of the speakers that's in that category. I know for me last year, I was experiencing a really difficult Airbnb guest the week of Dealmaker. And when I got to Dealmaker, I sought out Alicia, who was the presenter on short-term rentals, and I was like, girl, I have a problem. She gave me advice that saved me $10,000 on a booking, learning about
Wow.
Airbnb's no extortion policy. I had no idea, but because I wasn't afraid, like this is a problem, how am I, and trying to figure it out myself, like I just came with it and had that resolution within minutes. So, shout out to Alicia, by the way. But anyone that comes in these groups, you're not going to be judged. Everyone's making mistakes. It's finding the solution quickly, and these are great places to find the expert that can give really good advice.
Right. And I think you brought up a really good idea. This is why I like having these conversations with you, because you make me think of things as you're talking. When you go to these events, you think, oh man, I'm new, like I'm just starting out, I don't have that many deals under my belt. You might be thinking something like that. and then like someone else, and they're like, I'm doing hundreds of deals, and I've
Yeah.
done this and that, I'm doing commercial, and I'm doing so much. Just know that the people that you are deeming as more successful and higher up, they are just failing at a higher level. And the reason I say that is because that's how we learn. We in school, we're conditioned that if you fail, you're dumb, and that was terrible conditioning. So we have to get out of that, because in the entrepreneur world, when you mess up, when you fail at something, you learn from it, and then you keep going. You learn from it and you make it better the next time. So the people that are doing, like, you're like, oh my God, wow, they're amazing, they're doing all of this, they are just failing at a higher level, and you're seeing the success of that. So there is so much success in doing that. So if you need something to help you talk to people that are, you know, the higher ups, as you could say, or they're doing so much more, then just think of it like that. Like, we all make mistakes. We're all messing up, but we just keep pushing forward. We keep pushing forward and getting to the goal. And entrepreneurship, it's not really a journey that looks like that. It's more like
Yes.
like, but you're going up still. You're going up still. So it's you. We all just do the best we can with the information that we have at the time, and when we get better information, we do better.
I love that. That's a huge point. Huge takeaway.
Yeah. So, do you have any other tips you want to give to the people while they're going to
Just-
Dealmaker or any other event?
Yeah. So, one big thing, I mean, I read this quote and it just really hit me hard. If you're not investing, then you're investing in someone else. And so, someone else's business, you're working for someone. If you're not investing, then you are investing in someone else. So, just hold that, do it, just go out and make offers, think bigger, and just ask, just try.
Yeah, right. So you might as well invest in yourself. You're investing in someone else unknowingly anyway.
Yes. Just start today. I want to know what you did. Let me know.
I love it. Encourage everyone. If you're coming to Dealmaker, it's in Richmond, end of March. Jim did not ask us to do this. We want to do it because we love how Dealmaker changed our lives, and we hope that it changes your life as well. Come up to us, get to know us, see how we can help, add some value. We'd love to meet anybody that's on their journey. If you're stuck in something and you need help getting out of that, we'd love to help you on that journey. If people want to get in contact with you, what's the best way to get in contact with you?
I'm on all the social media sites. I got some great videos on TikTok. Find me. But yeah, reach out. My email will be shared. Definitely come find me, connect. I do a ton of deals. So bring your deals, private money. We're always trying to create win-wins. So even if it's just talking real estate, we'd love to connect.
Yeah. That's great. If you guys you're moving and shaking, you want to connect with Lori, definitely use that information to get in touch with her. She's a beautiful spirit, and she's always, you always want to help. You lead with helping. So I know that if anybody comes and talks to you, that you'll be willing to help them.
Thank you.
If you guys want to reach me, meet me at Dealmaker, or come to my free Facebook group. We talk all things buy and hold real estate. It's called The Freedom Inc. We have a case study every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. EST, Eastern Standard Time. I make it nice and late, so hopefully your kids are asleep so that you can get on the call. You don't have to worry about screaming in the background. That doesn't really work for me, but I've tried to make it work for you. But yeah, join the group. I have 4 questions that we ask everyone that joins the group, and then I'll let you in. As long as you answer the questions, I'll let you in. But is there anything you want to leave people with before we go?
No, I just appreciate your platform, making us, really share what moves us. And I'm hoping that it helps someone just to get out of their shell and come join us.
Yes, please, guys, use these tips for any event that you're about to go to and make it happen for you and your family. But until next time, Do It Movement listeners, see ya.
Thank you for tuning into our show. If you need more handholding on your rental property investor journey, book a 15-minute strategy session with Martine. We can see if you're a fit for the Freedom Inc. fam. Link in the show notes. Also be sure to join the free Freedom Inc. Facebook group, where each week Martine goes over a real-life rental property investor deal and shows you how the deal was found, how to get the money, and how to make it cash flow, and much more. If you'd like to connect with Lori, be sure to email her at vitalizeproperties@live.com. Until next time, see ya.